And we are rolling. This is so odd. Hey guys, my name is Atlas, and thank you so much for coming to my channel. I guess I should say that usually I would have a animated logo that appears there, but it would not be in the spirit of what we are doing today. And as is obvious, this is a lo-fi video. Lo-fi. And, well, actually, I guess in the spirit of a lo-fi video, let's do a lo-fi logo reveal. Okay, pen and paper. Let's do the intro again. Hey guys, my name is, oh god, how do I draw my logo again? My name is Atlas. Let's just do it real quick. ASMR Atlas. And welcome to my channel. So, Karuna Satori, the amazing Karuna Satori, who I actually just was put on to about a couple of weeks ago from Katie ASMR, and I'm just like completely obsessed with her now. She created the Lo-Fi ASMR challenge about a week ago, and I have been challenged by Katie ASMR and Tippy Tappy ASMR, both of whom are wonderful people. And I think actually I was challenged by Veronica ASMR as well, all of whom are brilliant people. Please check out their channels. And I was challenged to do this lo-fi thing, challenge, experiment. And the rules of this are to basically, at 5 p.m. on any given day, and today is our given day, to pick up your phone and to film an ASMR video with only the things in your surroundings. And by lo-fi, that means to use your camera on your phone and to not use your professional lighting or your professional camera or your professional audio equipment, which may be interesting because I have no idea how this is going to sound. Hopefully the camera is going to pick up some of the whispering, but I might need to be quite close in this incredibly flattering angle. I wonder if there's some way too we can cut down all of this sort of camera jitter, because I realise that I'm sort of holding it a bit sort of precariously because I don't want to cover the microphone or the camera. What can we do? This is a selfie stick I was given at Christmas, and I don't think I've ever used it, but today it may well be my saving grace. So please forgive me as I try and fix something up here. Okay, boom, here we go. Great. Yeah, so basically for the next sort of 15 minutes or so, we need to create an ASMR video out of nothing. And I'm not allowed to do any edits or any cuts or whatever. So let's hope that I can see. The selfie stick is brilliant, however, it still probably needs to be close. Let's hope that for 20 minutes I can find some ASMRing to do. Because typically, my own ASMR, if you've been to any sort of Atlas videos in the past, is not particularly sort of finding objects and tapping on them. But actually, why not? We're doing it now. My shtick is typically reading stuff, and I guess it's lucky we're in my own house because we have things we could read. I've also just noticed that I'm wearing the most flamboyant shirt in the world. Gosh, I mean, I was supposed to be picking... I've decided to just randomly film this today because my flatmate popped out just before 5 o'clock, and I was like, brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Let's do it now. There's going to be no extra noise. But I just happened to be wearing the loudest shirt in the world. And that, I guess, is because I've been making an effort to wear... well, to dress as if I was outside in summer. You know, today is a festival day for me. But the party can be inside as well. Live your dreams. Right, so I guess let's make a plan. Plan is we're finding something to read. We're going to curl up, find a nice cozy spot, and we're going to read it together. Does that sound like a good plan? I don't know. So, this is me just looking for books. I mean, luckily, we've got the Grimm Brothers. See, this can be a normal Atlas video. I hope you guys are all really well, by the way. Keeping healthy and happy. Let me know in the comments. So, this is our reading corner today. Me sort of lazily reclining on the sofa. And I think what we're going to do is we are going to just pick one at random. And, well, I say pick one at random. I think we should pick one that's rather short, like a page long. So we have loads more time for going around my house and just tapping things. So, please forgive me for finding a story because I can't edit this bit out. Let's come nice and close so we can get some page noises. Okay, I found one that's 1 page long. It's called The Hare's Bride, and it's on page 253. 253. Hey, it's on the page before The 12 Huntsmen, which is my favourite story. God, I'm so not used to filming in this sort of like vloggy style. I'm getting very distracted by things like my hair. My hair's fine. Relax. Okay, so let's dive right in, LoFi style, and read The Hare's Bride by the Brothers Grimm. Are we as comfy and as cozy as we could possibly be? Let's say yes. Oh, also, this is a slanket. Maybe let's get in the slanket. I don't need to because it's quite a warm day, but for the sake of being cozy, because we're reading something. So, I'm not properly wearing the slanket as it should be worn. In case you hadn't picked up, a slanket is a blanket with sleeves, which is possibly one of the best inventions ever. Actually, no, let's put the slanket on. Because why wear a slanket like a blanket? Because then you could just have a blanket. Luckily, the selfie stick you can use as like a little tripod. Wow. That is good stuff. Slanket, slanket, slanket. See, one sleeve here. And one sleeve here. Okay. We are the comfiest man now in the world. So, I should use this selfie stick more often. The fact that it turns into a tripod is nothing short of completely amazing. Anyway, The Hare's Bride. There was once a woman. So usually I would be conjuring animations from my hands, if you've seen any of the videos before. But of course, I can't really, in the spirit of this challenge, do any editing at all. So you might just need to imagine them. If you flick through back to other videos, you would see me reusing the woman animation so many times. So many times. But actually, I think you can probably imagine what a woman looks like yourself. So maybe we don't need it. Why am I doing the animations at all? Life crisis. Anyway, there was once a woman and her daughter who lived in a pretty garden with cabbages. And a little hare came to it, and during the winter time ate all the cabbages. Then says the mother to the daughter, what? We've already skipped around sort of, we were talking in past tense before, now we're in present tense. Then says the mother to the daughter, go into the garden and chase the hare away. The girl says to the little hare, shh, shh, hare, you are eating up all of our cabbages. Says the hare, come, maiden, and sit yourself on my little hare's tail, and come with me into the little hare's hut. Sit on my tail. That sounds sort of weirdly sexual. I imagine it's not. I imagine this is just a nice kid's story with no underlying subtext. The girl will not do it. See, we're still in this weird present tense. Anyway, the girl won't sit on the hare's tail. Next day, the hare again comes and eats the cabbages. Then says the mother to the daughter, go into the garden and drive the hare away. The girl says to the hare, shh, shh, little hare, you are still eating all the cabbages. The little hare says, maiden, seat thyself on my little hare's tail, and come with me into my little hare's hut. The maiden refuses. The third day, the hare comes again and eats the cabbages. All of these fables, all the things that happen, always happen in threes. Like, you know, the Goldilocks story, and then the Three Little Pigs. All of the things happen in threes. Why is that a thing? Go into the garden and hunt the hare away, the mother says to the daughter. Says the maiden, shh, shh, little hare, you are eating all of our cabbages. Says the little hare, come, maiden, seat thyself on my hare's little tail, and come with me into my little hare's hut. The little girl seats herself on the little hare's tail, and then the hare takes her far away to his little hut, and says, now, cook green cabbage and millet seed, and I will invite the wedding guests. Then all the wedding guests assembled. And in parentheses here, we have, who were the wedding guests? So the author is just as confused as us. And then it says, that I can tell you as another told it to me. Like, the Brothers Grimm have just written themselves into the story. Okay, so then all the wedding guests assembled. Who were the wedding guests? No idea. Literally, if you don't know, how would we know? That I can tell you as another told me. They were all hares, and the crow was there as a parson to marry the bride and bridegroom, and the fox as a clerk, and the altar was under the rainbow. Not under a rainbow, under the rainbow. It's not like this character, it's not like the rainbow's actually been introduced. Anyway, this has all happened very, very quickly. The girl, however, was sad, for she was all alone. How? She's got all this assortment of creatures performing a random wedding. The little hare comes and says, okay, so again, like, the girl, however, was sad, for she was all alone, past tense. The little hare comes and says, present tense, it's flip-flopping all over the place. Open the doors, the wedding guests are merry. The bride says nothing, but weeps. The little hare goes away. The little hare comes back. God, and says, "Take off the lid, take off the lid. The wedding guests are hungry." The bride again says nothing and weeps. The little hare goes away. The little hare comes back and says, "Take off the lid, take off the lid." The wedding guests are waiting. Then the bride says nothing and the hare goes away. But she dresses a straw doll in her clothes and gives her a spoon to stir with and sets her by the pan with the millet seed and goes back to her mother. I love how she gives the doll the spoon to stir with, as if the doll's going to be doing any stirring. The little hare comes back once more and says, "Take off the lid, take off the lid," and gets up and strikes the doll in the head so that her cap falls off. What a very aggressive hare. Anyway, then the last sentence of this story is, "Then the little hare sees that it is not his bride, goes away, and is sorrowful." The end. Gosh, okay, this is the story. If you want to just see that that's a page long, it seemingly has no moral or no happy ending for anyone. All characters, apart from the mother and probably the other wedding guests, are in tears. No one was married. How strange. How completely odd. Anyway, that's the hare's bride. I hope you enjoyed that story. God, I'm really enjoying learning all of this ridiculous fiction written by the Brothers Grimm. You know, these were stories passed on through generation to generation to generation, and clearly the Brothers Grimm just didn't hear that story particularly well, because had to write notes in it saying that they didn't actually know why bits of it were happening. Who were the wedding guests? We don't know. We can't invent it. That's so weird. It's such a weird bit of the story. Who were the wedding guests? Anyway, thank you very much, the Brothers Grimm, for telling us this story. Anyway, I hope you very much enjoyed hanging out with me on the couch. I actually don't want to take this blanket off now because it's incredibly cozy. For the sake of this Lo-Fi ASMR challenge, I'm now going to challenge some other people to do it. And I highly recommend that you do, because actually I've found this quite fun. I have to say, I was a bit nervous before doing this because, well, not being able to sort of edit and cut things out. Not that I usually do too much of that anyway. I sort of usually do a pretty straight take of me reading a story, because I think it's important to me that my reactions and the story itself feel sort of genuine and you know, unrehearsed. I think that's probably apparent in what I do anyway, because it probably feels pretty lo-fi, apart from, I guess, maybe, you know, the background and the lighting and the audio and whatever. But yeah, I guess having the option to sort of, if you were to like knock something or knock the audio, to do a retake or to cut bits out is very freeing. You feel like you can make mistakes. Whereas on a 20-minute straight video where you're just chatting to camera, I guess there's a pressure to be sort of, you know, performative and interesting. Jury's out on whether or not that is the case. But at least we've been able to read a completely weird story. Look, the more I think about that story, the weirder I think it is. Why does that story even exist? Anyway, I want to challenge some other people to do this. And I realise that some of these people will have already been challenged already. In fact, maybe all of them have. I want to challenge Chris ASMR. I bloody love Chris ASMR. I want to challenge... Who else do I want to challenge? I want to challenge ASMR Attack. I want to challenge challenge Ocean Aubrey ASMR. I want to challenge Satisfactory ASMR Dad, Nez, and I want to challenge Articulate Design. And I know Matt has already been challenged by everyone under the sun. I know he's been challenged by Tippy Tappy. I know he's been challenged by GB. I just want to challenge him as well because I want to see if he will do it. So there you go, Matt. Anyway, that's my 20 minutes. And I just want to thank everyone for hanging out with me in my living room and reading that absolutely stupid story with me. And if you liked this, we will be back in the fullness of time with another story, probably in a higher fi, less lo-fi environment. And yeah, I hope everyone has an amazing day. And if you liked this, please feel free to subscribe and, insert subscription box here. And let me know how you are in the comments. And if you're new to this channel, please introduce yourself below. I would love to meet you and chat to you. Anyway, thanks very much, guys. Have an amazing day.